Hello, and welcome to some more Satisfactory. My name is Trismegistus, and in this series I'm attempting to complete the game as much as you can complete it while it's in its early access and not finished. And we have all the levels. No sound. No. Oh, there we go. Yes, so this is continuing directly on from the stream on Friday when I was working on the steel foundry. We're going to be doing more foundering of steel. However, before we do that, I've had another death. So, rather miraculously, it's only my second death. So there's a tractor over there where I respawned and recovered. But the story of the death was a little amusing in that basically I was driving around. So what I basically did on Sunday morning was I went and picked up a load of stuff. So rather than have I think this series is better when I've done a bit of prep, basically. So if I grab materials, before, because this was like 4 trips to bring all this over here using the old tractor. But I was basically going over, there's the concrete over here, concrete production. Oh, hello, Bearded Fox dear. How are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was going over to the concrete over here, and I rolled the vehicle because, all of the physics all of the time. And I got out of the vehicle as it was rolling, right? Righted it before it had properly landed. So did the old, because when you hit the E to get back in the vehicle, it flips it back over. As it was it hadn't properly landed, and it caused it to launch into the air and float over the no edge of the map zone. So it was floating over here. And I was like, right, okay. And the problem was I didn't have anything on me, so I couldn't build a platform up to it. Also, it was out the map, and as I understand it, outside of out the bounds of the map. And as I understand it, if you go outside the bounds of the map, you get instantly killed. So I was trying to deconstruct it from range and stuff like that, and that wasn't working. And I accidentally fell off the edge of the cliff, so that's why I had the death. And then when I drove back there, I got the tractor and drove back to try and see if I could salvage it, because it had a load of stuff in it, this truck. It had then somehow moved underneath the map, so it was whatever it was, 50 meters below the map or whatever. And I thought they'd got rid of that bug, that it disappeared under the map. I thought it automatically respawned on the viable map, but it didn't. So I had to use the map editor to move the vehicle so that it was on the on the actual desert, and then I was good to go again. But it was quite funny. So the vehicle was tumbling down, and I sort of landed because I hit the get out key, and it was still flipping over, and I just hit the E key to right it, and the vehicle just and it didn't fly. It just zipped. It was just moved. It didn't roll over or anything like that. So I've had my second death working on these big foundries. But I say I managed to sort it out, and we've got all of this stuff, all these lovely toys to play with. So one of the first things I should check is whether the trains will actually fit under here. I think they do, but we'll plop in a train station. Oh, obviously I haven't got the bits and pieces yet. I need computers and what? Train station is heavy modular frames. Now, where the heck are they? It's not particularly... Obviously, things are in the chests together, but there's no particular order to it. It's just a bit sort of random. Yeah, so does a train station fit underneath here? And what sort of clearance have I got? Excuse me. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, cool. Okay. I'm afraid there may be quite a lot of me placing down concrete today, because it is the sort of big job that we'll need doing. But I did notice there's this gap. I don't know how I ended up with this gap, but I'll sort of fill this in so I don't accidentally fall down the hole. In fact, that's the point. Let's put that on. Yeah, so what I really need to do, because last stream last Friday, I worked out how big the actual smelting, whoops, needs to be. So I've randomly got this sort of height here. Something like that. There we go. So we'll fix that later. But yeah, so I worked out how big the actual foundry part needs to be. In fact, that's a point. I could fill in the other machines just quickly, couldn't I? And then we could see the length that it needs to be. So I'm going to need production. What am I going to need to do that? I'm going to need rotors and regular modular frames. Okay. Oh, I ran a power line over. So it's just connected to the main factory, main big factory over there. But yeah, I ran a power line over. So in theory, I could put some power poles in and maybe hover around. But I'll have to, that's all the concrete, isn't it? So what did I need? I needed the rotors, these ones, plenty of them, and regular modular frames. There we go. So we can see how many of those it would take to fill up the row. Because I planned out the row, it's like 20 machines, but I'm going to overclock some of them because the maths was proving a little tricky. I've not really been doing much overclocking, if any. Because it's 3 sets. I've done it differently, deliberately, to the last one. So these are facing each other. Whereas the others, it's all exactly the same orientation. But yeah, I've also had to leave more of a space because obviously you've got 2 inputs for these foundries. So it's not 50, it's 40, 40, 40, and then the first sort of 4 are overclocked, or going to be overclocked. Right, so let's put them in and see what it looks like. Oh, of course that's in the way. I was quite impressed with, I was saying this on Friday. Is that just in the way, is it? Wait, what did I take it then? Okay. With the changes they've announced for the weapons. You're in the wrong place. Okay. Now, was it 4 or 5 I was doing? I think it was 4. So if I put a... When was I living the whole... No, I don't think it was I? I think it was... Align it to there. Because then I can get my walkway thing in. So we're going to go boom, yeah. The nuclear one didn't seem that impressive, I must say. I mean, he did say it was like a placeholder thing, but it didn't seem quite as sort of big. Or was I going to put them... Well, there wasn't. It's not actually going to be a walkway here. It's just a sort of positioning. So I could actually have it one further closer, couldn't I? I mean, this might have to change anyway. But yeah, sort of. It didn't. Unlike the cluster bombs, it's not. That said, you know, the sub munitions would do the clearing as well, and then they didn't, and it was like, it must just be. It probably cleared it all at once, sort of thing. Difficult to tell, but there was sort of a second explosion that nothing happened. So it's obviously work in progress. It's interesting how I say this bit, you know, quite a lot, but I'm predominantly a Factorio guy. That's my sort of favourite game. But you know, I love all these sorts of games, and it's weird how things. And they have. I mean, they've admitted, haven't they? Or not admitted. It's not a secret, but that you know this is intended to be 3D Factorio. You know, it's not a secret as saying. But it's weird how. I suppose it's you know it's sort of one of the odd things about like creative industries as well. You can just copy things basically. Is the water being weird? Oh, this is the edge of the map. No, that can't be the edge of the map. Okay. Where am I then? Because isn't that the boundary? There should be water over there, shouldn't there? Whoops, I've just fallen in. How weird. Turns out the world's flat after all. I'm in no man's land. Oh, right, is this a known issue sort of thing? I'll have to be careful then. I thought it went all the way out, you know, the water went all the way out to here. Oh, so it's just an so it's just an optical illusion for this. Oh no, there's water going out to the rocks over there. It must just not load it if you're high enough up and far enough out. Strange. Let's just whack that off quickly. It doesn't all go all the way. Okay. Ah, no one's designed to be on his stream. 1.1 on. Ah, okay. And DLCs. Nearly fell off again. To pay more attention. I don't want a third death. Not in such quick succession. Right, so we got 4 in. They're quite big, these, aren't they? The big question I need to answer today is, because this isn't just going to be steel, you know, steel ingots. It's going to be steel plate as well, and steel pipes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is wrong, this one. And then we, rather than leave a full gap, I'm putting it, must be there. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, so it's the end piece there. No, so it's different, isn't it? So what have I done wrong there? I think it's because I've not started in the same place. Did I align this with the... Oh, I did, didn't I? Okay. Does that matter? I don't think that matters. It's the same consistent gap, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not fussed about that. Because it's basically, say, the walkways will fit, you know, align with those if it's half a tile, basically, half a square. 1, 2, 3. So is there a point out here that it will just kill me, I assume? I say I thought it was all the way out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that 4 4s or is that 3 4s? 4, 8, 12. That's 3 4s. Okay. So we need a whole 1 extra. So if I put that there, then we need 3 more. Plus the end piece where the actual belts are going to turn around. Ow. Thought I'd grab more concrete than that. Okay. Oh, I need concrete for them as well. So I only need 3 foundries, well, so it's not that much, but I thought I had more on me. Oh. I haven't found an instant kill spot yet, okay. Cool. I know, say, that's how I died from the truck. I sort of just take it out. Oh, they're all full. Okay. Is it worth grabbing any more? Got the rotors. I guess if I'm going to actually put on the constructors as well. Oh, that's loads, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, thought I had me. Thought I had my jetpack on. Okay, so couple more, and then a few sort of spare rows. So I really, yeah, I was saying, so, I thought I'd built it and I hadn't. It's weird how they sort of converge, the games, because Factorio obviously has cluster bombs and nukes, and it doesn't have homing ammunition, although the ammunition does home. It's sort of already does that. But yeah, I quite like the ammunition types that they were talking about, the sort of explosive and shock, ammo and things like that. But give a use for the rebar gun. I'm not the biggest fan of the rebar gun. It's sort of useful, but the one-shot thing is a bit of a pain at times. But if it can use it sort of like you did in the video, where you zap the creature and it's stunned, and then you can sort of deal with it in a bit slower time. That sounds quite useful, if you ask me. Especially pleased if they are properly. I keep seeing it and sort of freaking out. It's like a sort of what should we call it? Tsunami thing, where the water sort of recedes from the coastline, because you can see the edge of the continental shelf, as it were. So if I jump in there, I presume I just drop to my death. Right. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is more than enough room. In fact, it's probably too far. But it gives me a bit of wiggle room, moving about and stuff like that. But that's approximately how deep the this floor needs to be. Just making sure I got the right number. Yeah, cool. Okay. So if we head up to this floor. Oh, I didn't load up my. I've got a little crib sheet for my numbers, and I forgot to open it. Just 1 second, because it's 1 second. It is. We have. Well, it's effectively 60, if I can get 60. So it's 60 of each. 60 steel beams and 60 steel pipes. So we'll see how that works out, in terms of layout size and stuff. Because this worked out perfectly. I put this platform in, and it was exactly the right width. Because I'm having two to take all the all the belts down on each side. I say it was exactly the right width. So if we can get the other one to either line up, I'm not averse to doing. I'd quite like to do almost like an L-shaped factory or something like that, or T-shaped, upside down T-shape. Where it's two floors stacked on top of each other or something like that. But I suspect it'll probably just all fit into one floor. Is this far enough over? Is this the proper edge? So no, there's one more. Yep. I'm still not. Is that right? Yeah. Still of the opinion it needs a pre-paste or blueprint type system though, because laying all these down by hand is tedious. I suppose in a sense that's my fault in that I'm not using any alternate recipes. I understand they're very good. Okay, so this. Wait, is it not? Yeah, so I need to actually build it here then. If I line that on the bottom, I have, haven't I? So this is, because this is the underfloor, where I'm going to have all the splitters and all that sort of magic. So, whoops. Now, a little wall on, so can minimise, whoops, death chances. Okay, so this is the floor proper. So you're quite experienced with the game, Bearded Fox, I take it. You sort of got the gold, is it golden nut or platinum nut? Something like that. So I think that's sort of the maximum you can do at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So put this all in. Yeah, so I suspect this will fit. All the machines I'm thinking about. The zoopin's so good. At the very least, we should have zoopin for machines, so you can just place 10 in a row next to each other. Is that the edge? No, one more. Okay, so that's the width. What would it look like if I did the same? I'm tempted to sort of do machines facing each other on this as well, and not just recreate exactly what I did at the other foundry, just for a bit of, bit of difference basically. So if I colour these in again, just to show me which is which. So this is the pathway. Like that. And then I can't remember. I think I left. Did I leave a gap? Let's see if I can punch a hole and see. So no, they're aligned with the second one in. Okay. So I'm using this one as the sort of starting point. So production constructor. So if it's there, now I could then have, the pathway here. So it is slightly different. Oh no, I've got the pathway as well. It's just it's obviously further bigger, basically. So the conveyor hole would be there. And then this is the pathway. Played for like a month. Got roughly 200 hours in. Wow. Oh, hello, Grim. How you doing? How's things? How's tricks? 200 hours in a month. That is impressive. I think, again, apologies if Factory is not of interest to you, but that's the only game I've done that in. And that was like, I just got obsessed with it for about 6 months, I think. That's basically all I did. Friends and family members were wondering where I was. So if I line that up with, it would have to be that one, I guess, would it, to get evenness? So then that's the hole there. I can't remember whether they go right next to it or does it overlap? I think it doesn't matter, does it? It'll connect either way. Let's test that out. Might have affected my soul. Only Warframe has done that before, but that was with the girlfriend and family back when it was a rough game back in 2013. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's is trait the wrong word? It's a sort of a. Well, I got all these weird theories about because it's basically it's like inducing a flow state. Grim's heard me waffle on about this before, and that's why it's enjoyable and why it's so obsessional. But yeah, it's yeah, I do know the feeling. But yes, so Grim, you asked, what did you say? I got things to say. Yes, I'm okay. I've had the strangest day. I think I've had in a while. Because I had a sort of a very strange meeting with a Well, very strange is probably an exaggeration, but a bit of an odd meeting with a customer. Yeah, so it connects either way. It's just which one I want to do, basically. Yeah, very sort of odd meeting with a customer. Because the project seemed to have gone backwards, basically. Don't quite know how it was less formed than the chat we had with them exactly a week ago. Yeah, so it goes down the middle, you see. Cool. I'm not necessarily going to use this purpley pinky thing, but just so I can see what's going on. Well, looks-wise, I think I prefer that one, actually. But yeah, so very strange meeting with a customer. Then I just sort of cracked on with my usual day of work. And then the boss, my superior, my person he's my manager, effectively, phoned me up at 3 o'clock and told me that they've handed in their notice and they are resigning. It's quite almost. I mean, it's a bit of a relief in a sense. Not that they're going. Oh, that one doesn't work, though, does it? Because I quite like him. He's quite a nice bloke. But it was a bit of a relief in that it sort of kind of decides for me what I'm doing, because I'm in an erring about leaving, basically, getting a new job, working somewhere else. And I say this kind of decided it for me, because it's like, well, if he's going, and I don't like a lot of the other changes that have been happening just recently, so I might as well. That decides it for me, sort of thing. So I'm now no longer looking for somewhere. Well, I suppose ultimately I will be looking for somewhere new to live, but that's not the priority. The priority is getting a new role. A stupid amount of hours of Ark Survival evolved when I was playing PvP on Xbox. Yeah, I know that's one of your big ones, Graham. I like those project meetings. Sounds like you got room for maybe, I don't know. I think I'm not really next in line, if you see what I mean. Also, I'm not sure. I think I'd love to manage the team. I think I'd like doing that. But having to contend with the people I'd have to basically report to, and that had. So I'm not. It's not. How to put it? The company has a sales part to it. There's like a sales function, sales team, and they don't quite get what we do. Let's put it that way. I mean, they do. Some of them do. But the people who lead that team don't. They don't really understand it. So they keep signing contracts that are either undeliverable or impractical or stupid or nonsensical. And it doesn't seem to matter how many times we keep telling a certain group of them. They just keep signing them up. Keep signing them, and it's like... There's only so many times you can tell someone that what they've done is not a particularly good thing before it's obvious they're just not going to listen to you. And I say, if I was the team leader, I'd have to be dealing with that constantly. But in terms of actually managing them, I think I'd quite enjoy that. But say that side of it, I don't think I've not got the. What would it be? Not got the political nous, I suppose. I'm a very blunt person. Let's put it that way. Let's project. Yeah, I say it wasn't bad. It was just sort of. I suspect what happened because I had a very long chat with. Is it happened? My boss. He's working with me on this one, and I think we got more excited than perhaps. It's difficult to explain it without, because obviously it's all under NDA sort of thing. But we got probably more excited about the possibilities, and so we sort of imagined it was more complete than it was. Does that sort of make sense? We were sort of like, oh, it's this, this, and this, and then the client probably hadn't actually said that. So we sort of launched into the meeting just assuming what we'd imagined in our heads was, the truth. Oh, it's not, I'm sorry, it sounds worse than it is, but it was just one of those. Oh, right, so you're not actually doing this. Well, we want to do that in the future, but we're not doing that now. Oh, okay. So I'm a grant writer. You may know what that is already, but a lot of people have never heard of that sort of job. You might have heard of a bid writer, bid manager, and it's essentially the same function as that, but for grants. So companies that do research and development. It applies for universities as well. Universities apply for grants as well to do research. But basically, the UK government has various schemes, various funding schemes that companies can apply for to get grants to do research, and we help them write the grants basically. So how many we've got here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll keep the same pattern, I think, because I quite like it. Is that 5? I wasn't counting properly. 1, 2. Yeah. So we're sort of contractors. We come in and help them write these grants. But it sort of it's quite a specialist role, if you see what I mean. There's not too many people kind of in the country that do it. It's sort of a bit of a specialist job. Get the headache, all too bad. Okay, cloud hosting company, and some of the servers they sell would never have had come close to doing what needs to be provisioned for a customer. Yeah, I couldn't lead a team. I'm a good second, but not a leader material. I think, how can I put this? My problem, I say, I'm not very political. I'm a bit direct. So I don't sugarcoat things. I don't mess around. I mean, I'm not. I think, how can I put it? I'm blunter with colleagues than I am with clients. I think sometimes people think I'm very direct with clients as well. But I've done contracting for like 20 years, whatever it would be, 25 years, 23 years. So I know how to deal with clients and express things frankly. To some extent, they quite enjoy the honesty as well. If people don't lie to them, I think most of the reaction usually is positive. If you're not pretending something's great when it isn't, but obviously you don't go in and say, "Oh, this is a load of expletive." But no, in terms of work colleagues, I don't see any point messing about. If I think something's off, then I'll say. Because what's the point, pussyfooting around, basically. So that's 20, is it? 10? 15? No, there's one missing, isn't there? I need another one. Okay. For 20. Don't know how to speak difficult. You've got some experience, or it's a bit like, if you're doing that sort of thing, it's very similar to commercial bidding. In fact, it's what I used to do. Sort of before this job was commercial bidding. It's just the focus is different for grants, because it's about what the idea with a lot of grants that people apply for is it's money that you couldn't secure through private funding, so a bank wouldn't give you a loan and things like that. So it's about as far down as I can go, isn't it? I mean, I could fit like 1 or 2 more in. In fact, we're probably quite well lined up, aren't we? Let's just have a sneaky peek. Oh yeah. So it's slightly further down, but not that much further down. Okay. So it looks like 20 is the maximum I can get in that on one row, which would give me 40. That's a little bit annoying because I want 60. Which, you know, works perfectly in terms of having a third row. But then I want 60 of the next one. So it's kind of breaking the pattern of having two facing into each other. How are we doing in terms of space as well? So if we just sort of fill this in. Right, I can, you know, I can just do like I did on the other factory. I help with grants for educational purposes in the US. Oh, cool. Guess Mayhem have arrived home. I assume that's the kids and the wife. Grim. I don't know that you've. You may have had to go. Sort everyone out. But I've been sort of announcing on each of the streams that it's not being an announcement, but I did a bit of multiplayer Factorio during the week, and it worked perfectly. You know, there's no lag, and all fine and good. Managed to set it up properly. So, looking to do some multiplayer, either, you know, on stream or just, you know, play with people. Next test is Satisfactory. Suspect that may not go as well, just because of, I mean, my machine struggles to run it with one person playing, let alone two. But say if you wanted to do that, then up for that. Oh, I appreciate you have kids and family and etc. to do, so. So no worries if you don't. I suppose a general invitation as well. For anyone watching. Satisfactory wait for update 6. Mega updates to dedicated servers for update 6 coming out. Are they really? Okay. I thought update 6 was, you know, just the exploration stuff. I didn't know they were working on the, what would you call that, the technical back end. I'm not sure I would be doing it as a... Is like a server the recommended way of doing it then? Because I think you can just do effectively direct multiplayer. I've not really properly researched it yet. Because I wasn't thinking about doing... Well, I'll be honest. Like I say, I'm anticipating that I will probably have to get a, you know, rent a server for Satisfactory. Which I quite like the idea of, having a sort of permanent thing that people could just drop into and drop out of as they want, sort of thing. Sounds quite appealing generally. So if that was the third row of this, whichever it is, steel beams or steel pipes, one of those two, then we would have the walkway for this side of the factory here, and then I usually put a wall in like that, just to separate the two. And then we have another pathway here. And then more machinage here. Like, other way around. Well, I say that, it could be that that goes that way, isn't it? Anyway, let's just put them in that way around. Then we have that like that. So facing that way, but then it needs to be on that to look neat and tidy. So then pathway, oops, pathway there, like that. One row of this. so let's put it there for the time being. Right, so there's one extra row. Okay. So if that was the path there, then we'd have one extra row here. Okay. So I'm tempted to do a L or T-shaped setup anyway, just because it's a bit more interesting than just have them all on the same row. Same floor, same row. It's less spoken about as it's less showing. Okay. You can do direct multiplayer, but above 2 or 3 players, it's not going to work. Okay. The Rio is playing on my server of Satisfactory using 26 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. I mean, I have a lot of RAM. It's more the 26 gigs of RAM. There's loads of RAM in this machine. It was just an easy upgrade. Because by the time I was doing it, it was only like 50 quid for 32 gigabytes extra or something. So it's got bonkers. It's more than it'll ever actually use. So I could fit it in the RAM. That's not a problem. It's more the general performance questions because it's a very old CPU. I was tempted to say, I need to upgrade anyway. Just as a thing I need to do. But I was tempted to just, because the money I've been saving up for moving, I was instantly tempted to just blow it all on a new PC straight away. But that would be foolish, because if I do get a new job, it's almost certainly going to require a move. So better just to hang on to it, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm going to go multi-level just on principle. Just because it'll be cool. Or cooler. But how do I want to do that? That becomes the question. Because we can move it all over a bit. And then we'll have some nice big pathways between each of them. So I can make these a lot wider. So in other words, this becomes a pathway as well. So that would be non-pathway. It's the way of getting rid of the... If I do that... Oh, it goes orange. Why did it go orange? No? What have I done there? Oh, it doesn't matter. We change the material of it anyway. So yeah, so then it would be 2 like that. Then this would be pathway. Them 2. And so that goes. And then this is the actual machine here. And then I don't feel so bad about having them not pointing towards each other. Not that I feel bad, but... Okay, so this would be not here. Oh, come on. Hold the button down. Oops. No. Cocos and I play and we work in a data center, so we get a hack of a server lot. Perfect. Got to have some perks to the job. I mean, that's what it's all about, really. Oops. So yeah, so this move over. So perhaps it's aligned. Oops. That. 4 gigahertz minimum if you want to do multi-region during play. Yeah, no, it's not able to do that. I think I'm going to have to go and close my window because somebody's got a bonfire on the go. Or a blooming barbecue. It's flooding in. Not for Andrew, BL Andrew. It's a crazy save file. It's been benchmarking. Forced them to do performance changes. Really? Cool. Are you Elden Lord yet, Grim? Have you managed to finish Elden Ring? Yeah, so I'm going to have to go and close this window because it has a habit of coming to this room. That'll be literally 2 seconds. Right, there you go. It's one of the reasons I want to move out of here because they're a bit of a habit. What got work meetings overlook? Oh yeah, no worries. You did, Fox. It's one of the reasons I want to move. I've wanted to move because everyone seems to burn things for no apparent reason. So what's being burnt at the moment is some like shelving cabinets, and of course it's made out of like low end, what do you call it? Fiberboard, basically. So there's all sorts of toxic stuff in it because it's glue. So why not just put it in? Or why not just take it down the damn tip? We only live 2 minutes away from it. No, gotta burn it. So the entire, because I live in, it's like a house back and loads of houses back onto each other, and they're all, back gardens are all sort of in a circle. So that entire area is just flooded with thick white smoke that you can't breathe. I just don't. The mentality of some people. It's like the least neighbourly thing you could possibly do to my mind. But no, gotta burn the stuff. It's one of my pet peeves, that. People filling your house with noxious smoke. Because apparently that's me being strange. Anyway. One, two, three. So, give a bit of a bigger space for this version. It's there. Thing is there. Now, would I be able to get away with... It won't let me put the walkway up the middle, I don't think. But what I could do... We could have something a bit weird. Or a bit funky. Because I can do those, I think, can't I? Would that be the one? It wouldn't really be a T crossing, would it? Does this have one? So if I put 2 of these facing each other, you see, like that, I sort of have an extra wide walkway. I'm sure I could do weird clipping things to get it properly in the middle, but I find them a bit frustrating and annoying. I mean, it's a bit of a waste of space, really. It's sort of, too much room for not enough stuff, but so I'm not too fussed about that. So if we put them this way round again, then, and say it's at least different to the other one then. And then we do the same thing here. So this would be the point here, wouldn't it? So that's up there. And that's up there. And then another one. So a gap. So if I line it with that again. And then we would have 2 walkway. That's a point, actually. How am I going to do it? I could... Yeah, we could just have the... clip. There you go. Could have just have that pathway there. Yeah, it's spacious. Let's put it that way. It's spacious. So then catwalk there. Yeah, so sort of empty row. I mean, what I could do, or another option, what would that look like then? I wonder about maybe doing some kind of slope roof or something. I don't think I could slope it just one tile, could I? Well, I could always have this here. And then the glass wall here, I don't think I've got. So this would be a glass wall, but I've not got the... It's downstairs, yeah, those bits. I've not got those on me. So we can have a wall there. And this could effectively be like a sort of pathway outside. You know, it's outside the factory. But maybe have a gate to get out there. That might be interesting. Or it could just be a sort of slanted roof or something. So some options. Well, I need to decide, don't I, if I'm going to build the next layer. I quite like this because the pattern it gives. Oops. It gives a little slurping noise when you drink from the coffee cup. What do I like? It's a lot of room, isn't it? But not really much sort of gain. So if we were to put this architecture here. Other way around, please. No. No. Go on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. So if it was like that, and like that, and then this machine was actually here. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I think I prefer that. It's not quite as sort of space wasteful. Yeah, I think I prefer that. Right, so that's the plan then. The internal two. That. And then third machine. Cool. So we've got machine there. I mean, I could just make these wider. So then it's consistent as well. So in other words, not use that one. Use this one again. No. Helps if you turn it around. Like that. Oops. And then, say it would be a glass wall, but wall there, basically. Question here, of course, is what pieces can I use to connect it to the pathway going this way? So if it's a corner there, and I guess that's another T-junction one? That one? Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? That's unfortunate. Why have they done it like that? Hmm. I mean, we could have it wider. So if that was actually, I mean, we'd need to move the whole thing one down. No, you're not going to give me a clip point? Okay, don't give me a clip point then. So the corner could be here. I mean, it wouldn't be, it'd be one in. Let's copy that one first. So that's that one going that way. Although it wouldn't be that there, would it? Or would it? I guess it would actually. So if that's that one, so this goes like this way. Now you're still getting this naff shape here. Because then this must be that one. And that's obviously that one. I wonder why they've done that. Oh, that would have overlapped it. Oh, and then it's got rid of the wrong one. But now Auto says he's doing it, doing its business. Yeah, I wonder why they put it to be looking like that. Because all the other three, other two rather, it's diamonds. Huh. Interesting. Diamonds diagonals. It's fine. I mean, it's not a massive thing. It's just a little ugly. But yeah, if I was to make this one further in, or even half a thing in, so that we can have it double wide all over the place. Could I do that? So if we were to move all our machines down one, what would that end up looking like? Is that just too far down? I don't think it is. I think it still gives me enough room to do belts. So we would have, the last machine would be, I mean it wouldn't be here because it needs to be moved over one, but it's there theoretically. So this needs to be a bit, because I'm going to have basically a false, like a wall basically. So I'm going to, when I do the belts turning around and moving up and down, lifts and all that, I might do it as glass so you can see it, but you know, it's going to be sort of hidden behind a compartment. So effectively there'd be a glass wall or a wall somewhere here. And I'll probably need 2 or 3 things to fit it in. So it's only one extra one there. And I say I can move these down and sort of position them more centrally or make bigger gaps between them. Probably make bigger gaps between them given how big they are. So not that distant. And I've not instantly died by being over here. It still freaks me out every time I see this. Weird. Yeah, okay. So it needs to be one sort of tile bigger. And I think I'm happy then. Okay. So these would be here. So that's the first set, isn't it? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. And then this is this one. Do, 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 do. And then the pathy bulk would be, which one would it be? That no, that one. So this is here then. run this here. Except to say not, because it needs to be one down slightly, but that's fine. Yeah, so it'd just be this end bit that's moving one over, I think. Because otherwise, I mean, I could just clip them through the machine, obviously, but I'd rather have a little bit of a gap so I can put like a sign on it or something. And then what? Oops, what did I? Okay, so I've decided to go with a tile there. Okay, a tile. I keep calling them tiles. I don't know why, but they're blocks, concrete blocks, I guess. Right. So this is the wall. This is the wall. The wall. This is. If I. So that needs to be one of them. There. Is 2 big enough to fit it in? Or is that too clippy? I think I've been inconsistent about what I've joined these two. You're not going to let me clip on the other side, are you? Like, as in whether I've joined them to the top part or the bottom part? No, it clips through, doesn't it? Oops! Clips through, doesn't it? Oh, that's why. Not got my legs. Not got me. Yeah. So poke out. Yeah. Okay, so it does need to be one higher. And I guess I could use half walls or something. Because there's like a 4-meter wall, isn't there? Nah, we'll just 2-meter wall. We'll just stick with the basic one. Maybe I'll try that in some of the other factories. Right, so one more of these. That bit. That. And there. Bit of a wall. Okay. And then that needs to be one up. So again, this is the hidden floor anyway. This one here. I haven't really decided what I'm doing in terms of like entryways and stuff. So this is the sorters and inserters floor. Not inserters, sorters and mergers floor. Splitters and mergers. I'll get it right in a minute. So this is the actual floor. Except it's not. It needs to be like this side, doesn't it? Don't want to go. In fact, I've put the wrong things in there. I think. So. Is this the... Yeah, that's the edge there. So this doesn't actually want to be here. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without taking it out from underneath my feet. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And it wants to be 2 more. Yeah. Cool. Love a good soup. Love a good soup. I wonder why they decided to call it zooping. It's one of those sort of... It sounds like an onomatopoeia, so a word that sounds like, you know, the thing it's describing. But the game doesn't make a zoop noise. I mean, it does sort of when you do that. It's that sort of a zoop maybe, but that's not what you use it for. Use it for that. Oh, I've run out of concrete. Okay. Let's get some more then. It sort of seems like an onomatopoeia, but it's not. It's more just a sort of descriptive of the feeling of building it, rather than the actual noise it makes. What was the other thing they were talking about on the... I probably need a bit more than that, don't I? On the video. So it's the bombs and guns and stuff. You mentioned something else that I was quite impressed by. I'm quite pleased to see. I can't remember what it was. I certainly like the map changes. Although all my precious bacons are going to disappear and turn into map markers. All the time I spent building them. And all the chests I've got of them. I should convert them into ammo, I guess, sooner rather than later. Because although I assume the ammo recipe is changing. But yeah, I've got entire storage. Well, I don't think they're taking the items out of the game, are they? They're just useless, effectively. So they just convert... Was that wise? Probably not. I've created a sort of a bit of a confusing construction with the stairs here. That's almost certainly going to lead to my death. Right, put that on there. Little chunky bit there. A little here. Which floor was that? I was doing that floor, wasn't I? Yeah, so I suspect the stream now is just going to be me zooping concrete. Because I guess I could do the upper one. FICSIT need to place all the machines in now. I did think about coming up with a sort of better way of doing the power stuff. I mean, I wasn't unhappy with the other system, but it was a bit ugly. Okay. Well, it's not too big, this thing, is it? Won't take too long. Oh, it's not wide enough there. Okay. I used to make desktop wallpapers, just as a hobby. And one of the things you try and avoid is one thing I was often reminded with games, particularly construction games, is textures. Because obviously, what you want to do, ideally, is have a small repeating texture. You can often see it in water, so it's a classic example there. So each of those is, you know, like the reason you get that pattern is because it's a texture that's repeating at a good example there, a particular sort of frequency basically, because it's done on a tile system. It's quite an art to it of making a texture that looks reasonable at different ranges and those sorts of things. You can see another example of it in the concrete, because obviously it's identical each blit. So if you can sort of see repeating patterns essentially, but they've done a really good job. Not that I would expect them to do a bad job, but it's not obvious that it's repeating when you're close to it. Don't know why I'd said that. I just want to talk about it. So, is that the edge? Yeah. I've gone too far there. Gone too far. Just taking it too far there. Taking it too far. Okay. At the edge? Yeah. Missed a little bit here. And a little bit here. So, I can't remember how I did it. So the idea was going to be that there'd be an entire one of these. Yeah, so there'd be entire you know, thing, because I might have, oops, no, might actually put the wall here, but if not, that's fine. Then again, let's have a look. Yeah, at the moment I've got that there, but it shouldn't be there. It should be. I wonder if I can do them on halves. Come on. So if I was to put the corner here, like that, could I get it to do it halfway? So it's obviously breaking the design I just done, but it occurs to me that it might look a little bit better. Because this will be shiny concrete in the end. And then this would be one of these. And then this on the other side. Going however far down. And then this here. Yeah, I think that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so where would I put the production machine then? Constructor. So rather than line it up with that, I could line it up with the very edge of the actual concrete block. And then these need to go. So can I get the catwalk? That one. To play ball here. You're gonna get, oh, nearly. There we go. So it's there. Come on. Come on. And there. We have the conveyor lifts there. Bit close, but not too bad. I can always move it slightly over, couldn't I? Because then it'll be the same on both sides. So if this was not there, there. Can I move this so that it's even between the two? So instead of other way around, please. Instead of there, it's there maybe? And then this should be able to go here. So I've got a little bit of a gap. Getting into the real weeds of fiddling about with aesthetics now. So that then goes in there. Is it connected? Yeah. And the output, input rather, is there. Oops. Yeah, I like it. So we'll have to tweak the one below as well. But I like it. I like it a lot. Now, what does this look like if we have two of these bad boys? Come on. Yeah, cool. And obviously it'll be painted at some point. I keep using this pinky one, but I don't know that that's what I'll actually do. Doesn't scream steel to me. Pink catwalk. I don't know why. So this all coloured in like this. In fact, let's just fake one up. Not I dislike pink. It's just so it doesn't scream steel beams and steel pipes to me for some reason. Let's go and let's just mock up sort of the. Woo! There you go. Straight through a gap. Nearly killed myself. Thank heaven for jetpacks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to need some plastic. I'm going to have a real problem with plastic. Because it seems to not be stacking up at the other factory. I've probably left something running that it's basically using up all the plastic. But I don't know what. Right, so I need plastic for the floor. And do I need beams for the other floor type? I mean, I guess I could fake an entire... Well, I say fake, we might as well just start sort of working on it. Because I think I'm happy with that design. So I need silica for the windows. I guess I could take them in case I wanted to do a sign or something. Bit of the old Caterium, maybe. Got plenty of concrete still. It's all just down here, so I can come and grab it anyway. But yes, so let's have a see what it would look like if it was. I think it's actually purple, but the sort of fact it's overlaid on a white, off-white concrete thing makes it look a bit pink. There you go, simply a bit of a mess. Bit of a mess of me stairs. So yeah, so this would be, what would this be? This would be coated concrete. Brightness. Now have I put, that's a question. Because that won't quite work in the way that I've been doing it before, will it? If it's shaped like that. So how would that look instead? So, because on the other one, I've been then using FICSIT Foundation for where the machine is. I don't think that looks too bad. But this I have been colouring in. Oops. Oh no, it really is pink, isn't it? It's a pink feels like more like a high level factory. And then we've been putting on. Where are they? Full frame windows. Although not a corner, because I'm intending the corners to look more sort of supporty. It's all fake, obviously. The game doesn't work that way. But we could have these be, you know, actual concrete. With some supporting slabs going down into the seabed. So this up here like this. It's probably going to end up, because it's too short, isn't it? Given I've chopped off some of the space. So this is this. And then it would actually be a roof, I guess, on top of this. I haven't actually put down any roof yet. What have we got? We've got tilted 8-meter roof. Ooh, okay. So some sort of roof magic. Think about that one later, because actually I need something above to put the power, unless I say I come up with a different way of doing it. Okay, let's sort of finish off this first sort of set and see what it roughly looks like. So that's 3. Oops. 4, 5. So then the old FICSIT foundation is going up here to wherever. Has it got them? Even that off. And I guess actually it's just going to be all FICSIT foundation then. So I had painted concrete for the pathways on the other foundry, but it's not going to work, is it? Because I've half offset them. Not a problem, but here's what it is. So this needs to be here, here. Check I've lined them up properly. Yes, I have. Put the connections on. Boshty boshty bosh. And then lift all. Oops. That. Take this down. Come on, there we go. So I guess because these are single machine gaps, aren't they? Okay, so we need to work out something for that cross piece. There. This needs to be more painted concrete. Coated concrete, rather. This needs to be an actual window so that I don't fall out. Like that. Somewhere down there. In fact, let's make sure we got plenty of the first row in. You see, I think these look pretty good, but the thing of putting, you know, the angled things on it, it does look good, but so I think they just look quite good as is. So I guess so let's put that there and that there. Oops, double that up. So then we need something here. To indicate like a access point, basically. I guess it would need to be 2 of them to fit with the chunky style. Yeah, that kind of works, I guess. Okay, let's colour it in then. Colours. Pink. Colour in. And then all the floor bits. Oh, and then you as well. I guess these might as well while I'm here. Yeah, so there we go. So that's, and then I obviously need crosswalks in here, don't I? Somewhere. Where is it? A bit further down. Let's finish that bit off. Oh. Oh, it's autosave. What was going on then? Whole thing ground to a halt. Tis autosave. Yeah. Come on. Come on. So that there. That like that. And then I guess these are just little cross-working walkie bits. Let's turn them to FICSIT foundations. And then cover it all in. Yeah, cool. On the other... I think I've just left them as access points. I don't think I've put an actual thing going across. Don't think I have. Guess this would be painted as well. I think it may be a green, actually. What does that look like? Did we ever get it? Oh, the other one's in the middle. Yeah, this says steel to me. I don't know why it says steel to me, but it says steel to me. Come on. Get that. No, get that. I could do it from underneath. It's the principle of the thing. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Cool green. Cool green. I think I'm going to So for the other one, I need to actually use. So I've done copper in, orange and iron in blue. So I kind of need to think of. I guess I could have the rods and that be blue and the wires orange. Just keep keep it consistent in that way. But I was thinking, because I'm not very good with colour in the sense that I sort of end up with like lots of primary colours effectively, so just red and blue and green rather than sort of subtle pastels or anything. So I'm not sure I'm going to stray far from their pre-designed colour palette, but that means I've not got that many choices, so I can't have every single different production type be a different colour. So if I was to have rods and screws and plates and iron ingots all be different, I'd quickly run out of that predetermined set of colours. And then I would run out of ideas. So I guess the pathway is actually needs extending a little bit to there, and then. So how many bits is it? It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's there. Okay, and then 2 of these. Come on. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it flipped back to orange. Okay. And then, so third machine's there. So now this is the edge. So yeah, I've chopped off one row, haven't I? Is that right? Because this is then going that way. Because I need the other way around, please. That going up there. That going up there. Third set of machines. Here. It's not that, it's that. You. Oops. There. And. There. And then, yeah. So my glass wall needs to be here. So I've got one extra row. Okay, that's not too bad. How did I on to? I'm 6:30. Okay. Okay. So I need to chop this one off as well. Yeah, so this wall is in the wrong place, basically. Gonna worry about roofings another time, I think. So I put all this down and I'm gonna tear it all up again. Yeah. Okay. And then might as well put a glass wall in. Oops. We don't misclick the button, that is. So there. Okay. So yeah, this is probably, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do in terms of roofs. I think actually they're in the right place technically, aren't they? I mean, they're not, because they need to be one over. Oh no, it can't be right, because it needs to be aligning with a different thing. So you have to take all of this out. Okay. So we can do mass deconstruct. Oh, I ran out of room. I have. Okay. Do mass deconstruct. Can't do mass construct though. And now I've completely forgotten how much space I left. I think I did it so this was the corner, wasn't it? So that became the corner. No, it can't have been. It must have been that this became the corner. This is the little corner. No? Okay. Take that all out. Put some glass on there. So I think that's how it needs to be. I'll quickly go and check. Oops. I wonder what's in that box then. Yeah, so if we... Oh dear. There's a glass... Some idiots put a glass window in. So... Yeah, it's... The corner piece is where the corner piece goes. And then it's 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 2, and then the glass wall. Okay. Excuse me. So the corner piece is the corner piece. Yeah. So architecture. Why do I always put it the wrong way around? So that there, and then no, this would be a. So it needs to be that one. That there, and then that there. So as I stood on it, and then got crosswalk, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Two crossworks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 crosswalks. And then come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, well, 1 crosswalk. And then back corner. That's super. I like it. I like it. That's... As I haven't really decided what I'm doing in terms of human access, really. So it probably needs to be like a proper set of stairs, or I don't know if I'm going to use the tubes. I quite like the tubes, they're quite funky, but I haven't really used them a lot because of the power issue. I wasn't really, you know, sure how much power I was going to have spare, really. So this machine is in the wrong place. Can I pick up what's in there? We have 44 cables for some reason. Right, so where did the machine line up? This is the big question. Because it was the corner and then one back, wasn't it? And then that lets me put the conveyor lift holes, nicely distant on each side, evenly distant rather, not nicely. And then we have, nope, wrong one. That one. Going somewhere up there. This is just, it's like fake safety railing, basically, is how I'm using this. It's not, you know, you can jump over it really easily, even without legs or anything, so it's not really safety railing, but I think it looks quite nice, quite funky. I know you can do elevated ones, and we might give that a go somewhere else. But you know, I'm new to the aesthetic side of this game. I better check I got this right, rather than just spamming them in and having to take them up again if I go wrong. So if this is, what hole is this lining up with? So if we take that one out, then the assembler should be exactly here, which it is. Cool. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5. So, the gap 1. Real 1. Wash. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get 1. Real 1. Now. 2, 3, 5. Well, how many is that? Right? Is that 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. So there we go. So that's how far it goes down. So we've still got plenty of room on the end for belt shenanigans, basically. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. So this is the edge wall. We might as well get this in. So I'll think about the problem of roofs later. I basically need to mess about with it, probably, in sort of in my own time, just to see what I think looks roughly passable. Because I've not done anything with roofs at all before. What are we going to do next then? So there's only a quarter of an hour left. So if I just get these machines in. Right, let's finish that glass wall off. there. Now I've got somewhere to get them out and fall through a hole. Perfect. Right. So, line it on that. It's not there, it's there. Okay. And then not that. It's that. Did I get that right? Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. No. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I still quite like the idea of having the strip lights down the top. Have I even got any? I've got some Caterium. Power. Is it under power? Organisation? There we go. So I quite like the idea of having these going down middle, like in the other factory. I haven't really got them in the middle because the machines are offset, aren't they? But not hugely, so it probably won't be noticeable. Let's work on the corner because it's quite chunky, these. As I understand it, also you can use, can't you use the connectors as connectors? Connect. Unlike, you can't connect machines to machines, but you can connect things to lights. So I wonder if I could do that instead. So if I had the lights, do I want to inset them? So if we put the first one there, and then the next one was, oh, I can't see the boxes. The next one was, no, that can't be right. Did I not line it up with? I did. So it's there. Okay. There. And then the next one. Come on. There. So if I connect these together. Like that. In fact, let's do more of them. See how it works. Longer. Come on. Yeah. Oh, it won't do it because there's no... The floor's missing. Somebody forgot the floor. So if that's... I'm turning my head again, trying to look and see around the corner. Is that right? Yeah. So if that's connected to that. Because obviously, I guess I could move it down, couldn't I? So we could have more centrally aligned. So if that point there was more like there, what difference would that make? 2, 3. But how many connections can I actually make to this? And does it work, I guess is the other question. So if I just go and grab... If I bring just the power up the stairs... I keep calling them stairs, they're not really stairs, it's just an angled platform. But if we drag that up... somehow... So, I don't know. On there. For the purposes of testing, I think on the wrong left one. Yeah. I've confused myself. Yeah. So this needs some power here, basically. It's just plop it in. For the purposes of testing. Oh. No, that's the foundry level. Okay. See, I said I was confused. This level then. Yes. Okay. No. Right. So just bring some power along. So I can connect things up. Is it just 2 connections? You can't connect more to this connection. Okay, so it only lets me do 2. Is it 2? Yeah. So I can't connect anything else to these now. That's annoying. Okay. I mean, given they're more central, could have something. Where's the squares? There's a square. How central is it? So it is in the middle. So if I was to put a ceiling like here. Oh, that's very close to the edge, isn't it? And then ceiling like there. No, it didn't really work. Nah, not a fan. So maybe if it was... Where's that? There. And... there? No. Oh, this is fiddly. See, this is why I want copy and paste, because if you get it right once, and then just copy and paste it. So which one is it? It's there, but there isn't a square marker, is there? No, that wouldn't work, because then I can't have one overlapping it. They're really big, these. Okay, so I think it's going to have to go down the centre again, or stay as it was down the centre. Question is whether I mean, what I could do, a bit tidier, is connect them all together. That in the middle? No, that's nowhere near the middle. That's better. So yeah, connect them all together. And have the power running between them like that. Because then I can put the machine ones down the strips again. Yeah, because they do connect to each other. Just not... I can't then connect those. Okay. So I don't know whether I want to bother coming up with a new way of doing the lighting. Because all I've done in the other one, is it under architecture? Is use painted beams basically. So if that's the centre of the wall, Where's the centre this way? It's there, isn't it? But these are such a pain in the bum. The way they clip, it's horrible. Or, you know, don't extend, basically. So how long does it need to be if it wanted to get central on that? It's 24 metres again, isn't it? Obviously I need the end caps and stuff, but I've just literally then been running power things down the middle of them. So just putting them regular spacing and then hooking it whatever machine is closest. Which is why it looks so messy. Because they're not aligned perfectly to the, you know, periodicity of the power points. So I don't think I'm that fussed. Which, considering I just spent 2 hours, and this would be here, 2 hours sort of messing about with tiny movements of concrete pieces and stuff. May seem a bit daft, but I don't know, it feels quite organic for these to be a bit messy, more sort of realistic for an actual factory. Oh, there's a crunchy autosave. But yeah, so it wouldn't be one of these lads here. I'd put one of them. In fact, let's put that on. Oops. You see what I mean? Particularly annoying, these guys. Particularly annoying. So 24 meters again. Okay. And then to that. And it would continue, but obviously should do that for illustration purposes. Except that needs to connect to that. There we go. And then I was going to go with the green, wasn't I? Was it that one? Feels like it was that one. This here. This needs to be swapped out for FICSIT Foundation. And then all of this needs to be green. Machines and all. Lovely, cool mint green. Could make the beams green as well, couldn't I? It's not orange as well. Oops. Then this would be coated concrete. Oh, what have I done there? So, can go. Oops. Yeah, just leave it at the time being. And then, say, make these actual concrete to make it look like it's holding stuff up. And then some sort of supporting, whatever you call it, big concrete pillar. which isn't actually all that big. Certainly not compared to the size of what I've ended up doing. Yeah, so these are on the corners. Oh! Where the heck have you come from? I thought I killed you and your mates. You and your mates. Oh, don't do that. Wait, does they not suit? Big concrete pillar. Does that not suit? Oh, you have to set it separately. Okay. Oh, we have it going down into the water. Big laddie on the bottom. If it'll let me. There we go. So it's just an aesthetic thing, really. It has no function. I think it looks fairly good. I wanted to also put up supporting beams across and stuff, and maybe we'll have intermittent, you know, big concrete pillars, you know, all along factory. Yeah, cool. So that's pretty much it for today. I say it's now a case of sort of grinding this out. I could obviously work on aluminium from memory. Yeah, there's bauxite over here. And my thought was to either have like an extension in a sense to this factory. Like it had been added onto the side, because the numbers are much smaller, I think, for what I need for aluminium. Have I even noted them down? I don't think I have. I've got them somewhere. Yeah, you see, it's only 6 bauxites I need and 12 aluminium solution, you know, things. So it's a much smaller factory. So I wondered if it would be worth making it look like an annex to this, because this is going to be the train floor, and I want to do something different on each train. I'm not 100% sure how big I want all the trains to be. It's sort of that's one of those issues of not really knowing like the throughput rate of the system. Because this factory is obviously producing steel stuff, steel beams and steel pipes, but it needs to they need to go to various places then so that I can make the other stuff. And I don't know what an efficient or sensible train system looks like in Satisfactory. So I don't know whether just one carriage, because a carriage carries an awful lot, but the trains are both quick and slow in a sense. They're not actually that fast, but it's it's relative to the map, isn't it? And I think you can put multiple trains on the same, multiple tractor units on the same train, and it does speed them up, but I don't know where I've got that from. That may just be complete rubbish. But I was keen to do different style of like platforms and trains and stuff on different things, and I don't think I'm going to mix trains. So I don't think trains will have a mixed content. They'll just carry aluminium. They'll carry screws and whatever. So not like I've done on the other factory. But yeah, I also need to feed in. I haven't done any of that. I need to feed in all the resources. I did wonder what I was envisaging, what I was sort of hoping, is that actually what I can do, particularly in the desert where we are now, because the terrain's not too bad. So what I was thinking is that I could use trucks to gather the resources. So rather than use like main bus or belts or anything like that, I could use trucks to just go round, because they're actually really relatively close. And we can have like a floating car system, and effectively it just drives round in maybe a couple of circles, or there's like a circle that grabs all the iron from there, a circle that grabs all the iron from there or something, and then one that goes around the edge and picks up the iron there and drops it all off here. and that effectively it's almost like the Dyson Sphere hub and spoke style of doing it, where the trains are the main arteries for the system, and then the trucks are just doing local pickup. And obviously drones could do the same thing depending on like volume. I suspect, because one of the reasons I'm going to hold back on, because I think there's multiple bauxite in there, but there's certainly some there. But this is meant to be changing as well in update 6. They've sort of not really announced that, but it was mentioned that the swamp is going to change. So if I was to do a train that is heading up here, or passing through the swamp, even if it's not really picking bauxite up here, it's heading to these places, then it could be, how to put it, messed up by any changes they make to the swamp area. Don't know what that was. Because obviously that's the the red forest area, so that's a bit dangerous as well. But we could have trucks basically driving around, picking up the local stuff, and dropping it off at a train station. I say maybe that really only works here and in the grassland where it's a bit flatter and a bit easier to work. But I quite like the idea. I mean, and drones may be the answer for the like the swamp and the red desert maybe. Because I can make drones, I just haven't really done anything with them because they seem like a massive pain really to set up. Where's the drone? It'd be transportation, I guess, from the drone port. Because it's a lot of high level stuff that I am sort of making, but only in tiny volumes. But then, do I need a lot of drones to move? For one or two things. The main thing is the batteries. I could, if I just had 5 drones for the entire thing, I'd be happy. I like how they have a miner on them. It's very random. But yeah, providing them with batteries is kind of the issue with them, because I'm just not making batteries, and I'd have to set up the production to make the batteries before I could actually use the drones. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's it for today and for the weekend. Let's pop the old schedule up so that anyone who doesn't know can see. Basically, I stream weekends, and next weekend will be just a normal, plain, vanilla streaming weekend. I'll be streaming Satisfactory on Friday and Monday. Again, I will attempt to do prep, basically, for the stream. However, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, as noted, because what I need a Caterium thing, and that means changing over the current military, as I've called it. I'm not sure when I'll do that, because it'll mean everything will grind to a halt, basically. But that factory is sort of physically there, it's just not doing the right jobs. I need a concrete factory. Not even sure where I'm going to put that. I need the factory that's going to make the plates and reinforced plates. I probably want some other mini factories, maybe one that's more combined but still relatively low level, and then it's a case of converting my main hub factory into like the high level production, so computers and AI limiters and all this sort of stuff. The low volume, high cost items, and feeding them in to make all the milestones that have been set up in the top right corner for ages now. But I don't want to get too far ahead. I don't want to start on the concrete factory, because what I'm going to end up with is lots of half finished factories. So Friday and Monday may just be grinding these 2 factories just to finish them so that they're ready to go. Or finish them. I probably won't do the trains until last minute, but we could mess about with the trucks idea maybe. and I could try and program them in. That might be an interesting thing to do. But yeah, that was my sort of thought on what I could do with them. Rather than just, because I could just have a spaghetti mess of belts, but it just seemed a bit more interesting to do trucks or tractors or whatever, because they're relatively cheap to build. Fueling them may be an issue again, but there is coal in the desert, so I could use that. So yeah, I like that idea. Maybe we'll do that, but probably it'll just be, finishing these 2 factories off that we've been working so hard on. Saturday and Sunday, I will do my best to find the time to update the 2 other series, but if not, we'll just continue with Crash Storio 2. It's feeling like I'm getting really close to finishing it, but also I'm sort of aware that everything seems to have gone very slow and that all of the production times are massive now. So I probably need to scale up significantly before we can really do it in a practical amount of time. But, we've got 1 tech card left, and then we could technically finish the end game research, although it may take a small ice age to do. But that'll be the default. I'll definitely do it on Saturday, but I will attempt to finish, sort of update the blueprint plans and an aesthetic factory so that they're worth doing on Sunday. But if not, I'll just do Crash Storio 2 again. So that's the sort of plan and schedule. If you're new to the streams, new to the channel, then obviously you can follow on Twitch, or if you're watching our VODs, you can watch on there live. But if you're new to me, then I have all of my VODs on YouTube. My YouTube channel is just Trismegistus as well, but alias to Triggles, as is my Twitter, if you wanted to find me there. There's also a Discord for the channel. Everyone's got Discord, haven't they? The purpose of mine really is to set up multiplayer. Particularly interested in streaming some multiplayer, doing like community streams. So if you want to get on there and ping me about doing multiplayer, if you're just interested in playing multiplayer generally with me, then we can do that as well. The only caveat to that just at the moment is a lot of IRL stuff, so may not have a lot of time, but certainly very interested in testing some multiplayer Satisfactory out, having tested some Factorio, but Factorio works well, so we can maybe set something up there. So that's all the spiel. I'm sure everyone's stopped watching. If there is anyone else left, then thank you very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers. It helps if I've got the right thing selected and then I can click the button.